How's it going today, everybody? Welcome back to Troy's Hobbies RC. Today on the channel, we are going to be unboxing the two new Arrma Grom offerings. This is the new Quake Grom and the new Gorgon Grom. I got these pretty much just to complete my collection of the lineup of the Grom and the Gorgons here. So let's get these two trucks out of the box and see what they come with out of the box and take a look at some of the features. All right, everybody, let's take a look here real quick at what comes out of the box with these two trucks here. Obviously, you get the trucks themselves straight out of the box. Each of these trucks comes with a color-coordinated SLT2 transmitter from Spectrum. It's color-coordinated to match your truck, so you know which one you're grabbing whenever if you have a large collection of controllers. It has all of your basic steering and throttle trims. It does have the orange button, which is your power. This would also double for DSM, but these vehicles do not come equipped with DSM, which is your dynamic stability control. Again, your mini trucks don't come equipped with that. You also have your throttle limit, 50%, 75%, and 100%, as well as your reverse and normal switch. So let's look at what comes on the SLT2 transmitter. Again, they are color coordinated for each truck. You do get included a set of 4 AA's for each of your transmitters in each of the boxes, as well as these really, really nice Arrma hand tools. These are 2mm hex, as well as a 1.5mm hex L-shaped wrench that come right there in the box for you to do any repairs you may need to do. 1 cross wrench is included. Your Spectrum 2S battery charger here, USB to EC or IC2 connector for your 2S batteries there. You have some shock spacers and preload spacers here to adjust any suspension or ride height, things like that. You get your lanyard badge that comes with all of your Arrma vehicles nowadays. So if you want to keep that on your lanyard to show off your collection, you can keep that. As well as your parts book. These are the important ones here. This has all of your exploded diagrams and views of the truck, your setup and your teardown of how the transmitters work, things like that. All of that will be listed here in this transmitter here, or in this booklet. Sorry, pardon me. This one here is your actual exploded views of the truck, the motor, the clutch assembly, and things of that nature. And then your final one here is your bonus pack of Spectrum information. All right, let's go over some of the features and the differences between these two trucks here. Obviously, these are the exact same platform, exact same chassis, exact same drivetrain, and everything else. But there is one subtle difference between these two trucks, and that has to do with the body itself. They both release the same way, where you have a front and back clip here, where they pop right off on both vehicles. The Quake is up underneath the front bumper. Everything underneath them is the same. Everything from the 380 motor, the 25 amp Spectrum 2-in-1 ESC, and the 1400 milliamp 2S battery that comes included from Spectrum in the truck. Everything about the trucks are the same. The only difference is on the body themselves. On the Gorgon, it uses an underside structure that stretches the entire length of the truck to fit the SUV style body design. As you can see, it makes a nice rigid cage. But the truck one is just a little bit different. Again, it's all the way across, nice and rigid, but it doesn't go across the entire top. It just has an upper section here. So there is just a little bit of a difference between the reinforcement cages of these vehicles. Everything else is identical. All right, here's a quick up-close view here of the slider system. When you push the button in, if you can look there, there's a little slider that pops through, and that's how the body system works. So you want to watch this system here. If you run it in dirt and in debris, just make sure you keep this system kind of clean and free of debris and things like that to keep it from jamming up and keeping it from making it difficult to take the body on and off. All right, let's take a look at some of the new chassis designs and new features of this new version of the Grom platform. The Quake and the Gorgon here both sport kind of a new version of the Grom platform. These are actually the first Groms that I've ever particularly owned, but I do know that these are very, very different from the ones that had come out previously. The Mojave, the Typhon, and the Granite. These do share some of the components from some of the other platforms, namely suspension, arms, steering links, maybe even some of the driveline components and things like that. However, the chassis itself, this all one-piece, super rigid chassis, is its own new design. As you can see, the shock towers are all integrated into this huge sidewall tub-style chassis, which is extremely, extremely rigid. This should honestly not give anybody any problems. The amount of rigidity that's up around the bulkheads, the amount of rigidity up through the center of the truck and through the bracing, and then the vertical stiffness that you get through the shock towers. This thing has virtually no flex whatsoever on this chassis. So it should be extremely tough, extremely durable, and somewhat realistic to a real monster truck. Now, obviously, you guys know this channel. We are very, very monster truck centric on this channel. So I have my thoughts and opinions about independent suspension. But for what is essentially an entry-level basher vehicle, 14th scale, this may be one of the most durable vehicles you can get out of the box of any RC car on the market currently these days. Just the way that it's designed and just the overall rigidity of this chassis really speaks volumes to how durable Arrma wants their vehicles to become. Okay, so we have gone over briefly some of the electronics and things like that. So let's talk about the drivetrain. This truck sports a bit of a revised drivetrain. It has all steel CVDs in the front into steel outdrive cups for the outputs of the differentials. These differentials are actually the upgraded differentials that you can get for the Grom. So they have the metal in them. It's all metal internal differentials, metal cross brace inside the differential. There's even a little bit of fluid in these differentials. Not a whole lot. They are technically unsealed, so they put just enough to keep everything lubricated. So keep that in mind if you do any tuning to this diff. You may need to find a way to seal it with some sort of gasket if you want to fully tune it with fully sealed differentials. But they are the upgraded metal differentials. It has a metal center drive shaft, a hex style center drive shaft that's very, very durable, very, very rigid. A steel spur gear, steel pinion gear, and steel output drives into the diff themselves. So you have an all metal drivetrain in this truck, making it extremely durable and power ready, which will bring us to the last point of the video, which will be future upgrades. All right, let's go ahead and talk about future plans and upgrades for these trucks. Um, Obviously, as you see, I have two of these trucks here. My intention here is to keep the black and gold Gorgon, basically bone stock. I really enjoy this colorway. It's a really special black and gold color. I really enjoy it. So this is the truck that I'm going to keep stock with the brush motor, the Spectrum system, and all of that. Um, just again to preserve the body style, to preserve the color on it, and things like that. That being said, the Quake, the 10th scale Quake, is the brushless truck, right? So it comes out of the truck, out of the box, fully brushless as is. So I want to do the same thing with this. So what we're going to do is we are going to take the power system out of the old Hospeed Pioneer, which you guys have seen on the channel previously, if you've watched this before. Kind of a replica version of a Gravedigger without the licensing or anything like that. But if you watch the video, we actually broke this truck in half. The chassis snapped on us. Just an unfortunate breakage. And, but not to worry, guys. We have another one. So here in the future, we're going to get this thing back out of the box and give the Hospeed Pioneer a second chance. So that's something you can look forward to here soon on the channel. But in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to take the power system out of this Hospeed Pioneer, which has a 380 motor, a 50 amp 2-in-1 ESC capable of 2 to 3S, and we're going to put it into the Gorgon Quake, the Grom Quake. We will also be experimenting with these bigger wheels and tires to see if they fit on the new Groms. And if that's the case, maybe we can get a couple of free cheap upgrades out of a truck we've previously run, and we can see what kind of performance we can put into the new Arrma Groms. So that's going to be it for today, you guys. I'm going to clean up over here, wrap things up, and I'll give you guys my final thoughts of the day. Well, everybody, that's going to be it for today here on Troy's Hobbies RC. That was a quick unboxing and first look at the new Arrma Grom Quake and Gorgon. Again, I got the red and black and the black and gold. These are very promising little 14th scale mini monster trucks. About $200 out of the box after tax US. And these things look great. These things are going to be very strong performers, and I can't wait to get them out for the first drive. We'll be leaving this one bone stock. We'll be modifying this one. So expect more videos with the new Arrma Groms here in the near future. But in the meantime, I just want to say thanks for watching. Thumbs up the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you guys are new. Don't forget to check out our website, choicehobbiesrc.com, where you can find out rules and information on Colorado RC Monster Truck Challenge. You can also purchase merchandise if you'd like to support the channel that way. That's a good way to help us out and keep us going down the road. And yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see you all next time. Later.